Now United,
Mm-hmm.
it's 14 members.
Yeah.
14 different countries.
I mean, 18, yeah.
Oh,
No, it's
18?
18. Yeah, it started as 14, but we were always adding people.
Okay, so what is this thing? And how do they find you post Moana?
Yeah, so after Moana, I took this moment in my life to just like find out what I wanted to do next, you know? So I was just like really focusing on dancing and like working on my skills. And I was at this dance studio in Brazil and I saw this like flyer and it was saying like, be part of a pop group that's like international and is managed by Simon Fuller. And so like I looked up, I Googled, I did my homework, and like I've seen everything that Simon Fuller has done before, and that was definitely an opportunity to just like step out of Brazil as well. And then the auditions happened in the dance studio that I was in. And again, I wasn't in the right age group. I was like turning 14 at the time, and it was 16 to 19 again, but I still went. I just showed up.
Thank God.
Yeah, thank God.
Why
Thank
not?
God I did. It's just like when opportunities are there, I just go for them, you know, because even though I was like a little scared, I was just like, what do I have to lose, you know?
Yeah, the worst they're going to say is no.
No, exactly. That's what I think.
And at that point, you were conditioned to hearing no already. So like,
Yeah.
whatever, get in line.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, let's just try. And then I sang Valerie by Amy Winehouse because I decided to do the audition like the night before because I was just like, no, I'm not in the age group. And then I'm like, oh, you know what, whatever, I'm just gonna show up tomorrow. And then I had nothing else prepared, so I'm like, let's just go with a song that you like to sing, that you vibe with, you know. And that's definitely a song that I vibe with. So I just showed up and sang Valerie, and I remember the talent scout person that was there, it was just crying. And I'm like, that's a happy song. Like, did I do something wrong? You know, like, she's supposed to be dancing with me right now. And she was just like, oh, crying. And then I told her I was 13. And she just gave me this, like, oh, damn, like, you're not good for this project, but here's my phone number. Like, maybe we'll work together again. And then 2 weeks later, they're like, oh, you know what? Actually, we're just going to try you out a little more. And they just started, like, getting a little bit more interested in where we could go.
How did they explain to you what Now United was going to be? Because I'm assuming you joined with nobody, right?
Yeah, there was nothing yet. I'm like one of the OG members. So there were 14 of us. And at the same time that I was doing my auditions in Brazil, there was other people doing the auditions in their countries
All
as
over
well.
the world.
Yeah, all over the world. So Senegal, Germany, Russia, everywhere. We had this boot camp in LA that was like the last audition phase. And they brought all of us with other people from our own country. So like I had to kind of like compete with other girls.
So it's like
too.
you and how many girls from Brazil come to LA?
There were just one more. There was just one more girl that came from Brazil, but in certain countries there would be like 4 people from that country. So yeah. And then we all got together in Center Staging, Burbank, in California, and we all had this 1 week long audition, and that was definitely the most intense week of my life. I mean, it was so much. We had dance lessons, we had fittings, we had photo shoots, we had interviews and studio sessions. It was just like crazy, and all these crazy names from the industry that we just grew up looking up to, you know, especially if you're not in the United States. They seem so like far from you, and then we're just all doing that audition with all of them. And at the end of the week, Simon just decides to sit down and just, I'm gonna tell you guys now who's in the group and who's not.
Oh, wow.
And I know. And everyone was just sitting together and we didn't expect it. And then he just started naming the people and I was among them. And
Are you watching people cry? Are you watching their hearts be broken while you're also getting your dream?
yeah.
What is that like?
I don't know.
Must be a weird feeling.
It is. It's like you want to scream out, but you don't because you're like, I have to be respectful, you know? But I feel like everyone that was there knew that there would be a chance of them not coming in the group.
Totally.
So I feel like we were all ready to lose as well.
You prepared yourself for that?
I mean, definitely. Not really.
Nah, she's like, I'm making this thing.
I don't like to count with failure. I always like I do count with it, but it's a small percentage of me that counts with failure because I just want to give my all, and hopefully that'll give me the results.
You control your effort, not the outcome.
Exactly. So I just go through it all thinking like, I'm in this thing, like I got this, I'm the best there is. Like I really try to push myself to just believe that I'm in and it's all good. And if I didn't make it, then I didn't make it, like, okay, I really worked hard, I gave it my all, but I just don't like to count with it, I just don't like to count with failure. But yeah, then after a second where we all celebrated, I looked awful, by the way, like when I was just crying because that was literally like a life-changing moment. That was really a really big step in my career.
Huge. I mean, you go on to perform in the biggest stadiums I've ever seen.
Yeah, they're massive. It's like so many people, and I could only dream of that. Like,
but what did they tell you this was? Like because it is a new concept to say we're gonna have four. It's a huge fucking group. Like
it is.
I mean, there's no K-pop. There's barely K-pop groups that big.
Yeah. Simon is a really brave man.
Yeah, how do you all travel?
Yeah, it's a circus when we travel. But
do you charter a plane or do you?
No, we just go in a plane like a regular plane.
Southwest.
They literally book out the half of Southwest just to get you guys around.
Yeah, that's literally how it goes. And it's like there was a point where we were all traveling in uniforms. So
you
or
could
like
tell.
these track suits, and then everyone in the airport would be like, "Oh, are you guys a sports team?" And we would love to say that we're a ping pong team, and we would just like tell this whole story about the championship. None of us know how to play ping pong, but it was just the best.